Welcome back to another vintage video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and today, yes, you do see yet another Just Guy PO video. I do have a vintage charity paper event coming up, and I think I want to play this deck for it, and so that's why I've been kind of jamming it a lot. I also don't have too many options currently. I don't want to rent for those that this may be their first video. So I've purchased all my cards, and then my buddy Tyler has helped me and allowed me to borrow some things so I can play a variety of decks. And this is one of the decks I can play and just have been really enjoying. And again, I want to play it in this paper tournament that's coming up for me. So I think this is probably going to be the last, at least for a couple videos. I'll go back to playing a couple other decks for those. For the people that they want to see something else, I do apologize, and we will show something else soon. But I figured if I'm going to test, I might as well record it. So here we are. The big change, I am going to play Demonic Tutor in the main. I am facilitating that by this Underground Sea swapping out for a Tundra. And I'm still playing the Tabernacle. I really like Tabernacle in Vintage just in general. Brought back in the Over-Encumbereds. I have a Mindbreak Trap and a Consign and a Braid. The rest of the sideboard, I believe, is the same that I have been playing. Lastly, I want to touch up on the Tabernacle at Pindra Vale is drawn by Nicola Leonard, also known as Beeson now. And she'll be at the Oklahoma Land Run. So if you need your Tabernacle signed or altered or whatever, I hope to see you there because she will be there. Without further ado, let's get into the match. The NYSE is returning for its 10th installment this summer. Have you ever won a piece of power during a Magic the Gathering tournament? Well, now's your chance. All 5 Moxen, a Time Walk, an Ancestral Recall, and even a Black Lotus will be up for grabs at this tournament. This event will be taking place on June 6th in Patchogue, New York. Worried about playing an underpowered deck? Don't worry. You're allowed to play with up to 15 proxies. Use the link in the description for more information regarding this historic event. I can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the action. Welcome to round 1. I would like to reveal my Luris. I am on the draw. And we have a turn 1 Thunder Trap Trainer. Let's do it. We will keep. Milligan to 5. They are playing the 61 card special, it looks like. Serum Powder, Stink Wyndham, Cabal Therapy, Grief Force of Will. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Now, I am playing the Demonic Tutor version, so we can hopefully find a Black Source and Demonic Tutor for Soul Guide Lantern. Looks like they're playing a combo version of Dredge. Or we can just maybe naturally find a Soul Guide Lantern would be nice. Meticulous Archive. No, thank you. Let's cast this Mox. Really wish we had the Black Source here, but maybe we'll find one. Black Source or Soul Guide Lantern would be great. The Black Lotus would be fantastic. That's a Black Lotus. We will cast pitching, I guess, the Sink. They have 1 card left. Let's go get that Soul Guide Lantern. I wish I had a Strip Mine or something, but where is it? And here we're going to hit the Thug. Their last card was Mental Misstep. Okay. Sure. I just want you to know that. This was a 5. Force the Negation for our Lotus. Mental Misstep for our Soul Guide Lantern. Yep. Let's punch out this. Bridge from below, Dread Return. Okay, I assumed it was Dread Return version because the Chancellor. Okay. Let's go get a Volcanic Island because we don't need the Underground Sea anymore. Okay, Force of Will is not going to do anything. Gataxian Probe, Paradoxical Outcome, and Snapcaster Mage. I guess Probe. I could Snapcaster Mage Underground Sea so that I can Snapcaster Mage Demonic Tutor, but I don't know what that's getting necessarily. Man, that mental misstep was brutal. I guess it's just kind of buy, and I don't think we're gonna live long enough, but I think it's just get Luris somehow. Let's take Probe. Let's take Snapcaster. Any order. Let's just probe. We know it's in their hand, but we're gonna probe them anyways. Okay, there's a recall. All right. Yep. They got Nicorid. Our recall needs to hit Time Walk, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, I guess. But even then, we're probably still just dead. Because they're about to... I guess they only see one prized amalgam here. I think there's a second one's exiled. Yes. Dread returning, targeting the Chancellor. That makes total sense. Maybe we'll draw Swords to Plowshares. These are cool tokens. Oh, a second one. Interesting. So that probably does it. Oh, you have to use that. Okay. Maybe they changed it. I think when I originally played Moda. Oh my gosh. So had they not double Chancellored, we would have got there. Wow. Yeah, because we could have gotten the Luris back and Soul Guide Lanterned. That's insane. Okay. All right, so we are going to bring in obviously the Priest, the Overencumbered, the Soul Guide, the Pithing Needle, the Tabernacle. This is probably the biggest upside for Demonic Tutor, being able to Demonic Tutor for Tabernacle or like Soul Guide Lantern, etc. Okay, so things that we don't want. We don't... the Mental Misstep can be really good. It can also just be not relevant. The Force of Negation is probably never going to be able to be cast. We don't need the Sink into Stupor. We don't need the Dress Down. Snapcaster Mage is kind of whatever. And we don't really want to be swordsing. I guess we don't need Fort Theralingus actually more than we don't need swords. Because our game plan is to not lose. Yes. Reveal the Luris. Alright, this hand seems serviceable. Down to 4. They haven't powdered yet. They are still on a 61 card special. Okay. Cast. Let's play a Thunder Trap Trainer here using probably black mana, I would imagine. And by black mana, I mean the Underground Sea. In case we hit Demonic Tutor. It's a Time Walk. Sure. I would love to have taken that Tabernacle. I just didn't think that we needed another PO at this juncture. Yep. Oh, look, they had a Bazaar. Who would have guessed? All right. Another Thunder Trap Trainer. They did have a Stinkweed and a Cabal Therapy if they can get a Narcomoeba into play. Let's try to find a Blue Mox. That's an Ancestral, but it's... I would much rather have had a land. Alright. If we can survive this turn, which I think is decently likely. Okay, Narcomoeba is annoying. And they know about the recall and the Time Walk. I don't see any bridges yet, though. So as I was saying, I do like having now we can PO for 4, which I like a lot better than or POing for 2 like we could have earlier. Oh, they did find a bridge. Okay, it was just in the last couple. Or maybe they had it in their hand. So they have, oh, I wanted to pop out. Why can't, there we go. Okay. They don't have another uh therapy. They're probably, I would imagine they're going to name Force of Will here, but I don't know the format well enough. I'm going to let them hopefully just name the Time Walk or the Recall so we can keep our Force. But seeing how this is a combo dredge deck, they're probably supposed to name Force of Will. But again, not an expert. We will see what they name. I'm not going to Force of Will this. I'd rather just try to win with PO. And PO right now is better than Ancestral Recall because it's going to net us. It's going to net cost 1 blue and draw us 4. And then we have Force of Will back. Interesting. I don't know why it did all that. And if they name Force and they get it, then cool, good for them. It's going to be super crazy. They names Ancestral Recall. Yes, okay. Okay, they don't have another Bizarre. I was gonna say it's super crazy if they did. Although they're stopped on their second main, so okay, no. What's even more crazy is that actually. So what's even more crazy is that they have Force blue card Mindbreak Trap. They actually get us here. So are we supposed to Time Walk? So I don't think we are. But so paradoxical outcome is 4 looks at 4 cards and we get back 3 non-blue mana. I could stock up, which gives us 5 looks at a blue mox, but not necessarily back up to 4 mana. I think I am going to Time Walk here. Just get an extra draw. I would really like, I'm so starved for blue mana. Also, I shouldn't have cast the Mana Crypt if I was going to Time Walk yet. Just to play around Force blue card Mindbreak Trap. Alright. Please draw blue mana. Please. Or a Force of Will. Alright. 4 looks at blue mana. We have 2 Force blue cards. That's blue mana. So this is, I don't want to jinx myself, but this is looking very likely to be a win. Okay, so we have Soul Guide Lantern and Containment Priest. Any order? I guess we hit the bridge. Snapcaster Mage. Paradoxical Outcome. No response. Paradoxical Outcome. Okay. I should have floated. I would have stopped, canceled, and then floated the mana off the opal, but all right. So I still think, I guess, take out the swords, bring back in the 4th. Because it is going to be very annoying and difficult to physically win if our opponent makes us go through the motions without the 4th in. Obviously, being able to loop exiling their yard is a little bit. I mean, that's going to win us the game. We just have to attack after that, a couple times. But if they have a bunch of creatures in play before we get to do that, that could be a problem. Over Encumbered is not going to be as good if they are comboing us with a Thassa's Oracle. But I still think this is fine. Flusterstorms counter a lot of their interaction, almost all of their interaction. It doesn't counter like Chalice of the Void. Yeah, I think I like this. All right, let's have like a Tabernacle, Pithing Needle, something hand. Again, Tabernacle's not going to be great against the combo version of Dredge. Oh, now they have 62 cards in their deck. Interesting. This hand doesn't do much, so I'm probably going to mulligan it, unfortunately. They mulligan to 6. Let's mulligan. Okay, yeah, we'll keep this. They mulligan to 5. We will keep. We will put back probably Meticulous Archive. Seems like the easy choice here. Done. Let's see how many more times they mulligan. It looks like they're keeping. So it looks like they'll be staying at 5 cards, unfortunately. Griefing. Okay, well, there goes the Pithing Needle, so that's unfortunate. But we have Luris, so we can get it back. Yep. Especially if we draw Mox. That's a Mox. Blue. Play the Mana Vault. Let's cast the Mox. Let's cast the Time Walk. And then we can buy Luris. And then get back the Pithing Needle. Now, of course, if they have a counter spell that's kind of annoying, but we can do it again the following turn. Force of Vigor, really? Okay. All right. What'd they pitch? Golgari Grave Troll. Okay. All right. Let's buy our Luris. All right. So their last card is. I mean, unless they sandbagged. Unless they're not sandbagging, I mean. Black Lotus. Draw Black Lotus, please. One time. It's a stock up that we can't do anything with currently. Okay, so we can Meticulous Archive this Misty Rainforest. Yep, Player Bazaar. Yep, okay. Please don't hit a Dredger. They did hit a Dredger, unfortunately. Alright. Fast mana. I mean, that's a land. I feel like we have to take it. Put on top. Let's play Luris. I can't play any of these currently. Let's see how many times they dredge. They hit an Archamoeba. Dang it, now they have another dredge 3. Okay. And then they will dredge 4 for turn. They do hit a prized. And they have a dread return. And they have an amalgam. 2 amalgams. I guess I missed that. Okay. Okay. No response. Let's play this needle. Oh, you know what? No, cancel. Let's play the needle off Emerald. Bazaar shall be our name. And we get to attack here. So they can get a Chancellor into play with the Dread return, which is actually kind of a problem. Stock up for, yeah, that's a Soul Guide Lantern. Demonic Tutor. Any order. It's possible. I'm sure some number of people are like, you should have realized the Chancellor a little bit earlier and gone for maybe Mana Vault for stock up for more mana to try to, get out of this. But the old saying goes, better lucky than good. So here we're going to Soul Guide Lantern. And we're just going to exile their yard and hopefully proceed to round 2. All right, we win the match. I'll see you next round. I am proud to announce the 2026 Oklahoma Land Run Weekend, July 10th through the 12th. This event will be held at the Reed Convention Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Join me and my vintage family for a weekend of Magic the Gathering events featuring huge prizes and competitive play across multiple formats. Main events include a Vintage, a Legacy, and a Team Trios event, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Don't have power? No worries. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list. This year's artist is none other than the literal legend Nicola Beeson. Beeson will be on site all weekend long and is the designer of this year's playmat. Our game would not have stood the test of time without artists like Nicola Beeson. Please show her some support during the event. In addition to other prizes, the Vintage Champion will receive the original painting of the playmat art, while the Legacy Champion will receive the original sketch of the painting. Side events so far include a High Roller Vintage Cube for Power Thursday evening, at least one old school charity event, a pre-modern challenge also Thursday evening hosted by Game HQ, Duel Commander, and even more to follow. For more information, please use the links in the description to join the Oklahoma Land Run Discord. I'll see you there. Now let's get back to the video. Welcome to round 2. I would like to reveal Luris. I am on the play. This is turn 1 stock up. We have Force of Will blue card. We have a Black Lotus. Sure. Let's keep. We could technically even buy Luris, play Black Lotus. That's probably what we're supposed to do. I should have played Polluted Delta here because if they have Mind Break Trap, this is going to be very annoying. So that was a misplay. All right, let's spin blue. Let's get our Luris. I believe we are supposed to get Volcanic Island here, so we have all 4 of our colors. Black being for Demonic Tutor. So now we can go white, black for the Luris, blue for the other thing. Let's cast the Luris. Let's buy back the Lotus. Let's stock up. Yep. There we go. Mana Vault, Force of Will, Snapcaster Mage. We already have a Force. I want to take Snap and Mana Vault, I suppose, because we can snap back. We can Lotus snap back the stock up, and Mana Vault just gives us more mana. Getting a second Force doesn't do much, unless we, of course, don't take the Mana Vault, then we have Snap double Force, but then we just have Black Lotus, and that's not doing much. All right, let's try this. Let's see what we're playing against. All right, Urza Saga. Soul Ring. Null Rod. No, thank you. All right, so now we could be interested in a stock up for Force of Will. Oh, Thunder Trap Trainer. Is Thunder Trap Trainer better or is... I actually don't know. Let's see here. So we have 6, 7, 8 mana. It's 5 to Snapcaster stock up. It's 6 to double Thunder Trap Trainer. I would imagine it's probably better to double Thunder Trap Trainer here. Okay. So this is actually tough. So we don't have other mana yet. So I think the correct choice here is to actually take the Force of Negation in case they have another lock piece like this. We have the Snapcaster Mage to replay the stock up on a later turn, so I'm going to take the Force of Negation for that reason. All right, let's see what this is. Now, of course, it's... Okay, I was going to say, if we hit... Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't have worked out if we took the PO. If this would have been Mana Crypt, then it might have. So here... I could take the Sapphire, because that lets me hardcast the Force of Negation. I also could take the Probe and just plan on pitch casting, but I think I'm supposed to take the Sapphire to just hardcast. That way I get to keep the Snapcaster Mage. And then let's attack. I am very glad I didn't take the PO. Yep. They get constructs. Okay, so this does look to be a shopped variant officially. Luckily, we have Force of Negation for a lock piece. If they chalice on 0, I will have to force that, I believe. I don't have to, but oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna... Now, they know we have this. No, did that wrong. They know that we have this. So maybe they have a worse piece, but Trinisphere is pretty bad, like, for us. So I don't... Okay, yeah, they don't seem to have anything. Okay, yeah, we will take the 1. Demonic Tutor. Okay, so let's get back our Lotus. So Demonic Tutor is just a PO here. Where is Paradoxical Outcome? Now, I don't want to attack because of 4th Aerolingus. I need to get used to that. Excuse me. All right. So we don't want to necessarily play our land yet. Oh, okay, there's a 4th Aerolingus. Let's cast. Let's cast. Let's cast. All right, there we go. I was going to say, I get to replay Luris, which is kind of free because the Black Lotus as well. All right, so we are playing shops. We are on the draw this time, so I value the the Mindbreak Trap a little bit more than I would otherwise. Of course, we want the Abrade. The Consign is not as good on the draw, but we probably still want it. Portable Holes, our opponent has shown us Null Rods. Those are great against that. I don't believe... I mean, if this is like aggro shops, then maybe, but I think this is just for dredge. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so Mental Misstep's not as good. Dress Down, so this can turn off Revokers if they're playing Revokers. We don't need Soul Guide Lantern. We're on the draw, so the Vexing Bobble's a little bit worse. Fluster Storms are an easy cut. So is it just this? These 5 for these 5? Keeping dress down. Yeah. All right, I don't hate this. Let's bring in these. I could bring in other swords, but then my blue count's lower as well. Portable Hole still hits lock creatures like Portable Hole still hits lock creatures like Phyrexian Revoker. So yeah, let's try this. All right, we're on the draw. We will reveal Lurrus once we give the option. There we go. This hand does not seem good. The second PO is already that makes this a 6-card hand. And we have to survive a turn with our opponent not being interrupted at all because we don't have any interaction. So I'm going to say that this is a mulligan. This hand's not great either. It just has the recall. And again, if they go Trinisphere or Sphere, we're going to be in a world of hurt, especially if they follow it up with a Wasteland. So I'm going to mold a 5. No white mana. But if we do find a white mana, we have some lock pieces, I suppose. If they just play aggro, we have PO into a draw 2. Okay, I'll keep this 5 because it's not going to get much better on a 4. And if they have it, they have it. Ripping a Pearl off the top would be really cool. Assuming that they don't... Okay, just Wasteland, Ruby. Is this a Null Rod? Patchwork. Okay. A Pearl would be an insane draw here. Oh, nope, never mind. I guess I need Tundra now. Tundra? Or Fetchland? Or something? Nope, that's a turn too late. Okay, well, we can play out our island at least. We have Force Negation to pitch to the outcome if we have to. I'd rather not. I'd rather just... Ooh, a second Wasteland. Yeah, Sphere... Spheres, we can play through a Sphere, but it's going to get harder. Let's just not allow this to happen. Our opponent, I guess they don't necessarily know, because if we don't have zeros, then we wouldn't have cared about that at the time. All right, white source, please. That's a Snapcaster Mage. Okay. It's going to be really funny when I top deck Meticulous Archive next turn. Okay, Tellurian Academy, their world is their oyster, and now we have to deal with the Sphere. Luckily, if we're able to play a Tundra, we can still hit the Chalice through the one Sphere. That's a Crucible, so we're never going to be able to untap with a land that's not named Island until they draw a Strip Mine. Okay, we're taking a lot of damage. This is how Shops usually goes when they're on the play, and we mulligan to 5. Yep, can't do much about that. And then this... Let's see. I wish... This is another thing I like about Arena, because Arena would, like, actually explain... Okay, there we go. Whenever this card becomes the target of a spell or ability. Okay, just making sure. Because this would be an ability whenever it comes into play, so I was making sure that word affects it on both ends, not just on the stack. Now, luckily, they're using this version of the card. I don't know if there's a different version that doesn't have the rules text on it, but that's a probe. All right. I mean, yeah, we are dead, because even if we deal with this, we're not, yeah, so we are dead. All right. We will be on the play. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have Mind Break traps. So consigns do get a lot better now. I could take out a dress down for a swords. Do I want that? Let's try it. Yes, I'd like to be on the play. Yes, I'd like to reveal my Lyris. Okay, so this is a consigned Force of Will start with a Ancestral Recall. It can be a trap if I don't hit mana. But I have 2 pieces of interaction. And if they keep a Mindbreak trap hand, that kind of rewards us. I hate that there's 2 POs in this. But let's try it. I think with 2 pieces of interaction plus the recall, I think this is a keep. Hopefully it's just like a 3-ball here. Grafdigger's Cage. Does that do anything? Yeah, that's fine. Sphere of Resistance is not fine. I think I'm supposed to get Island here just to play around Wasteland. I don't have any non-blue spells in my hand anyway, so it's kind of hard to justify getting a non-basic island. Okay, there's a Volcanic. I only have the 1 consigned, so if I had 2, I would play the Volcanic and probably use the Volcanic so I can hold up the island through Wasteland. Let's target me. Let's hope to draw some fast mana, please. Okay, that technically counts as fast mana, although not the greatest. And we don't have to discard to hand size, so I'm very tempted to keep this Volcanic Island in hand, again, to play around Wasteland so that I can stock up the next turn. Playing the Volcanic Island doesn't help us, like, at all, that I can see. Although drawing another PO is kind of abysmal. All right, hopefully they play out a couple Moxen. I assume that they don't have him because I think they would have already played them, but hopefully this Mindbreak trap gets turned on eventually. Okay, another Workshop. I'm going to pitch one of these POs. Okay. I think the Patchwork we just have to let happen. We have removal for it if we need to. Mystic Forge we're not going to let happen. All right. Stock up. Misty Rainforest. Okay. Couple of Moxen. I really wish I could take the Moxen and the Time Walk, but that's not legal. I'm going to take the Force of Will and the Jet so that I can start getting some PO chains going and also not just auto lose to a hate piece. Let's take the Jet, or play the Jet, I mean, and we will pass. Unfortunately, this Mindbreak trap is just not going to do great, but if we can survive through this turn, we can hardcast a Mindbreak trap if we need to. Yeah, let them draw. And then if they don't play something that we need to Mindbreak trap, then we can end of turn PO. That's fine. It does grow the Patchwork, which is unfortunate, but it feeds into the Mindbreak trap. Wasteland. Okay, bye-bye Volcanic Island. Sure. Crucible. We have Mindbreak trap. So I'm actually okay with doing this because I would like to keep my lands in play. So if their last card is a spell, then we get the Mindbreak trap it, which is nice. Nope. Okay. I do consider Crucible to be a lock piece. And that, and combined with, we have a Mind Break trap, if for their last thing, if need be, is also fine. Thunder Trap Trainer. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cast. Black Lotus would be nice. Mana Vault, not bad. Force of Will, So, okay, yeah, we can get Mana Vault, use it for the jet, Misty, pick up all of our stuff. Sure. And hope to go off from there. We used our land drop, but we don't have a blue Mox, so that's kind of sad, but... So, Volcanic Island here plays into the Wasteland. Their last card, I assume, is a land, because I think if it was a hate piece or a clock, they would have played it. So this last card might be a Wasteland. So getting Volcanic Island here doesn't really make me excited. Yeah, I'm gonna get Underground Sea. That's the one I don't care about the most. If they Wasteland, and we already have black, so PO. Now, if this last card's Mind... Okay, I was gonna say, if this last card's Mind Break Trap, that we're kind of doomed, but it was not. So I can hit the Patchwork Automaton, because this is Ward 2. So I can play the Mana Crypt. All right. And we can go to their upkeep and then hit it. So that way, I mean, if they had Mind Break Trap, they would have used it. Yeah, and then I could buy the Luris next turn if I need to, which Luris doesn't do much because I don't have an artifact. And I can't return creatures even if I had one because of the cage. Yep, let's go to their turn. I guess we can wait till their combat. Because if this grows, we can just do it in response. That way, in case they play something we care about. Okay. Unless that was their draw, then that could have been their last card in hand. Let them actually declare the attack. Swords this. Ward 2. Pay. No response. Okay. I think we're in the clear. Always yield. Tails. Okay, we won the flip. No. All right. So we're going to... cast with Offspring. That's a Flame of Anor. But we also have a stock. Oh, there's a Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor for PO probably wins the game, so let's do that. If this is a Force of Will or Force of Negation, that doesn't... Okay, so let me do... So, Opal... We have so much blue. Yeah, let's take the Opal, because we can just hard cast the Mind Break Trap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're actually 1 mana short of hard casting the Mind Break Trap. Is it weird to just say go with Mind Break Trap in hand? I don't think there's a reason to get hit by the Mind Break Trap, right? Because then we're just Let's say go one more time. Let's be patient. Something I'm not normally known for. If they have a wasteland, it's going to be kind of annoying. But if they have a wasteland, like, who cares? We have Mox Opal for the PO stuff. I think we don't need to play into a Mindbreak Trap, so let's not play into a Mindbreak Trap. That's fine. That doesn't affect the board. And just end of turn, pick all this up. All right. Let's cast. 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 We can play the Saga. Let's... This is a wizard, correct? Yes. So... Red, blue, colorless, Flame of Anor. Let's destroy target artifact. Target player draws 2 cards. Target player, destroy target artifact. Now we have the Snapcaster Mage unlocked if we need it to. We have Time Walk. Okay, so... Let's see. So let's... Blue, black, colorless, colorless. Cast with Offspring. Okay. We already have a stock up. Let's take the Black Lotus. We'll take the Lorien Revealed. Cast the Black Lotus. 6. Let's stock up. Sure, we'll use the white. Okay, we did find the Snapcaster. We did find the 4th Aerlingus. Any order. Alright, so now we have way more than enough. Let's sacrifice this. Let's play Snapcaster. Snapcaster is going to hit a Paradoxical Outcome. Resolve, Paradoxical Outcome, picking up all of our things. All right, we need to scroll over. There's a Crypt. Oh, I did not want to use my blue floating. I should have tapped the Crypt first. Don't think it's going to matter too much. All right, so here we have white, red, 3, 5. Oh, wait. Undo. All right, let's buy the Luris. I know I'm playing with my food. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, but here we are. Blue. No, undo. White, black, dream. Let's get the Lotus. All right, and then now we can blue. We have 14 cards left in deck. All blue. 6 cards. Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage will get another PO. No response. There we go. Okay, we have 6 cards left in deck. Alright. Cast. 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 Use the Emerald mana. Soul Ring. Mana Crypt. Use the colorless. I wonder why my Mox Opal is blacked out. That's weird. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we will Time Walk. Way over here. And then we will make the biggest 4th Aerolingus that we can. Done. All right. See you next round. Welcome to round 3. I would like to reveal my lures. Our opponent is on the play. We have played them before. I don't remember what they were on, and I don't care to look it up. This hand seems perfectly functioning, so let's keep. Saga, okay. Sapphire. Manifold Key, sure. If this was Time Vault, I would be kind of forced to hit it. Okay, I'm glad I didn't counter the first key. But Saga gets key, so not too worried. Dress down, that's not very helpful. Here, I think I want to get Volcanic Island. It's Volcanic Island or Tundra, but Tundra doesn't do much for us. So yeah, let's get the Volcanic Island. This is going to be some tough beats if they can win through this, but... Yeah, I think in retrospect, I got a bit overzealous. I think I'm supposed to just play Flooded Strand and say go. However, if they go with the beatdown plans of Saga, Dress Down's going to clean that up nicely. Talon Gates, okay. Do they have Time Vault? Making me regret all life decisions? No. Okay, they are just going straight for the Urza Saga beats. Time Walk. Excuse me. I'm going to play the Academy so that I have blue up for Fluster. Let's play the Time Vault, or Mana Vault, I mean. So I could just Time Walk. I don't hate that. Yeah, let's Time Walk here. All right, awesome. So now I can have Fluster Storm and Dress Down up, just in case. No response. No. Okay, Tundra. So here I could buy Luris. I can't do anything with the Luris yet. But then I can't Dress Down end of turn. And luckily, when they go to Urza Saga end of turn, the Dress Down will stay on their turn. I'm going to wait, though. So I want them to commit the mana to the second construct. So I actually am going to wait till their main phase. All right, and then now I will dress down. I do think we played this game a lot more risky than we needed to, but who knows? We don't know what's in their hand. Maybe, ooh, Flame of Anor is a great draw. We don't know what's in their hand, so the Vexing Bauble might have actually like turned off another. Okay, they get their own Vexing Bauble. Interesting. Might have turned off their thing. Yeah, stuff. Fast mana. Okay, Crawling Scrawler. That we can Flame of Anor. Another trick we have, so we can actually hardcast Force here, but we could also Flame of Anor, 2 mana floating, hit their Vexing Bauble, crack our Vexing Bauble, and also Force, but that seems like a lot of work for nothing. I think hardcasting this Force is not the end of the world. I also just undo. We can't currently cast our Lurrus anyways. Let's just counter this. It's just a lot of damage that we don't have to take right now. Dress down falls. Finding a white source would be nice. That's not named Pearl. Okay. I don't hate this, but it taps us out and we can't hit a land. So unless we... Well, even Soul Ring doesn't let us Force of Negation back. Let's cast the Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay, we did find a Soul Ring. That helps us out tremendously, actually. Not currently, but it will. So yeah, let's take the Soul Ring. If they Wasteland, I want them to Wasteland white currently. So let's tap the Volcanic, play the Soul Ring, and say go. We do have to be mindful of their own Vexing Bauble. We can't just crack ours to pop off a Force of Negation, and I suspect that this Flusterstorm is going to be useless. Okay, Ancient Tomb. We don't hate that draw depending on what they have. Is this a Lodestone? Mystic Forge. Cannot counter the Mystic Forge, but luckily Bauble's in play, so they can't chain off a bunch of Mock Sapphires. They do have access to tapping the key. Oh, what's this? Okay, sure. We can deal 5 damage to this and hit the Mystic Forge if we need to on our turn. Sure. Pithy Needle exiled. Great. Okay. No. Okay, so we do need to get rid of this, like, ASAP. So, red, blue, colorless, cast, destroy an artifact, 5 damage, cast, choose an artifact, this, choose 5 damage, this. The alternative is that we hit the Vexing Bauble, but I think I like this for now. Now, we can pick up all of our stuff. And draw. We haven't played a land yet, so I kind of... yeah, so I kind of like that. We can't play Moxen, remember, because of the Vexing Bauble on the other side. Wow, we didn't hit land. It's kind of brutal. All right, so we have 10 cards. You need to get rid of 3. Flusterstorm. I do want the Bauble. Merchant Scroll finds Flame of Anor. We can't currently use the Opal, and if they sack the Vexing Bauble, I'll be happy regardless. Yeah, let's just get rid of one of the Thunder Trap trainers, I suppose. Okay. Grim Monolith, okay. All right, they're keeping the Bauble in play. That's probably smart, I would imagine. All right, stock up. Blue. Soul Ring. Mana Vault. Bauble, because it's pseudo-free, I suppose. So I can stock up or Thunder Trap Trainer. I think I'm supposed to stock up. I guess if I'm going to stock up, because I may not need the swords yet. So let's blue. But if I find another white source, I can start Luris. Yeah, because I would need to hit another 1-drop artifact, of which I don't think there's any left. So yeah, let's just do this. We will use colorless though. Okay, so we found an Ancestral. I don't hate that. We could also bounce the Vexing Bauble. But that doesn't help us right this second. If we bounce the Vexing Bauble, yeah, it does not help us right this second. So, but this can help us for future. So yeah, let's take the Sink into Stupor. Any order. I do need to speed this up. Let's recall target us, I think. Or no, let's see, undo. We can Merchant Scroll. No, let's recall target us. Stock up. Okay, oh, there's also... Okay, so we can Merchant Scroll, but then, oh, we're 1 short. Okay, let's play Thunder Trap off the floating. No, yeah. Thunder Trap off the floating. Moxen. I'll take the Jet. I'll play out Tundra. And we have 7 cards, so I'm just going to say go from here, I think. I could Merchant Scroll now, I guess. Yeah, let's just Merchant Scroll now. Go get Flame of Anor. The downside to that is if they crack their Bauble, we could have cracked our Bauble and forced. Let's just hope they don't have Time Vault. Paying costs. Top. Okay. We're basically giving them 1 turn. Now they do have Top Trick lined up here. Oh, did they just have it? Oh, Glaring Fleshraker. Okay, and then they're going to crack Bobble. Yep. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. Now if they have second top, we lose. And I could have stopped this with swords. So yeah, playing that merchant scroll was not good. Land. Okay, are they done? I was gonna say it doesn't seem like they should be done. Uh-oh. Now, Scrawling Crawler is played in aggro shops as well, so I didn't necessarily know they were Glaring Fleshraker shops. Maybe the 2 keys tells me that. Tezzeret finds another key, okay. Or finds another top. But it shuffles, so they don't necessarily have another top on top when they do that. Okay. Yep. Yep. If we get another turn, I'll consider it a gift. But they get to look, and if there's a top on top of their top 3 cards, they win. Moment of truth. Okay, it looks like they're doing the top trick, so we're not necessarily losing, they're just digging. Yep. Are they going to do it again? If they do it again, they turn off Time Vault as an out. If they don't do it again, I'm sorry, if they do it again, then they just have 1 card deeper for a key, or for a top. So we're probably not dead to Time Vault now, but they do get to draw all 3 of their duds and then replay the top. Or no, I guess they only draw 2 of the duds. Okay, yeah, Bobble. I mean, that gets countered, but it still makes mana. That's why I love Glaring Fleshraker. When I was playing Glaring Fleshraker PO, it was so much fun because it just could win through bobbles and null rods, not necessarily difficult. In fact, one of the trials I played for the land run against Ross, he was playing Eldrazi and had multiple null rods, and I just had Glaring Fleshraker, played out my Moxen, made a bunch of mana with Glaring Fleshraker, picked them all up with PO, and found answers and won the game that way. It was pretty awesome. I might play that deck soon. I know a lot of people that play online say that it's really bad, and I'm not arguing that, but it was a ton of fun. Oh, did we survive? Okay. No. All right, so we might have this then. Force of Will, okay. So I think we need to crack our own Vexing Bauble. And it's neutral because of Mox Jet. So Jet, blue, blue. Pick up these. Cast. Cast. I do need to speed up because we are running out of time. Cast. Let's... Okay, decision paralysis is real. Let's pick up, because we have... Is Lotus in our yard? No, it's just Vexing Bauble. Let's... I don't want to use the blue. That's really annoying. Stock up. Stock up finds us not much. Finds us trainer and stock up. Excuse me. I guess we're supposed to just... okay, no, we can outcome. Yeah, because that's 5, 6 mana. Okay, yeah, so Thunder Trap, trainer, cast. No response. Finds us a Pearl. I like that. Pearl. Cast. Black. Pearl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Black Lotus, fantastic. Boom. Boom. We don't have Snapcaster Mage yet. Oh, why did our blue get used? Oh, the Soul Ring or the Mana Vault, one of the two. That's really annoying, actually. That is really, really annoying. Okay, so let's crack this for blue. Stock up using colorless and this. I really need to get faster at this. Mock Sapphire, which is great, and Urza Saga, sure. Any order. We already tapped our Tolarian Academy, so I don't care about the other stuff. Cast. I'll play the Saga. Resolve. Let's stock up again. We found Snapcaster Mage, great. And then, sure, Mana Crypt, why not? Any order. All right, so we can use green mana. Let's Snapcaster. Let's get the Time Walk. Resolve. Time Walk. Blue, red. Oh, why did I use the red? Edward, why are you so dumb? I should have blue whited. Yeah, that was really dumb of me. Okay, I can sink in the steeper seems so dumb. Why did I use blue red? Okay, Edward, get over it. So we Mana Vault or Cryptic. Yeah, words. Sorry, I'm getting flustered. Let's untilt ourselves by the Lurrus. Play the Lurrus. Play the Black Lotus. Let's cast target this. Why not? Okay. Let's go to our next turn. I think we still win. Discard, 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 discard. Always yield. Tails. No. No response. Okay, so let's get... Where's our Black Lotus? There it is. Cast. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, whatever. We have enough. Done. Combat. Attack. 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 All right. We are severely behind, so if we get kind of behind in game 2, I will concede early. I do need to get much faster at playing this. All right, so we like a braid. We like needle on top. We like consign. We like mindbreak trap. We definitely like swords. I don't know if we like portable holes. Okay, so Mental Misstep is actually really good in this. Flusterstorm, not so much. Soul Guide Lantern, not so much. Dress Down is fine. Force Negation's fine. I like having a bounce spell. They can play through a Vexing Bauble pretty well. Are we supposed to cut the Vexing Bauble? That brings us 4 cards in. Maybe we are supposed to cut the dress down, but it's so good against the Saga, and I have to, since I'm playing the Demonic Tutor version, like having these one-shot silver bullets is very nice. I do really like this Demonic Tutor in this deck so far in this league. I wasn't quite sure if I would, because it makes your mana base worse, but so far I like it. But regardless, back to what's relevant right now. Okay, so I definitely want the consign. Oh, what the? Sometimes I do not like this client. Get rid of the fluster. Consign. Hopefully that didn't mess anything else up. I definitely want the Mindbreak Trap on the draw. I definitely want Pithing Needle. And a Braid. Is it weird to cut Merchant Scroll? I feel like it is. That finds us a lot of action. I guess 2 swords will just have to be enough. I really need to map out this sideboard better. I could see cutting like Island if they don't play Wastelands, which I don't think they do. I guess I don't need Probe as much. Let's cut a Probe for another Swords. All right. We will reveal our Luris. We do need to play super fast. This hand seems like utter garbage. If we had either a Soul Ring or a blue source, I would consider keeping it. This hand seems much better. Yeah, that's fine. Because Thunder Trap hopefully finds us another mana source. Okay, I'm glad I kept the dress down. Yep, another Soul Ring start. I could consider forcing that, but I'm just not. Grim Monolith, same reason. If I wasn't going to force this Soul Ring, I wouldn't force the Grim. Crawling Scrawler. That's actually fine, I feel. Especially when I top deck a Swords. Let's see if we can hit a Pearl off of our Thunder Trap trainer. That'd be cool. Do not, but we do hit a Force, so sure. This is a 3-2? Yes. Stock up. Okay, not great. Ancient Tomb. Manifold Key is fine. Okay, untapping the Grim Monolith. Going to attacks. We are going to take it for now. We don't have a PO in hand, but there's a series of draws that involve like Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and or PO that I would really like to have the Thunder Trap trainer back for. I would love to find a white source. Hopefully we find any mana here, and then stock up can help us find a white source specifically. Sensei's Divining Top, I think, is fine. Kind of playing fast and loose here. That's fine. Hit the needle's fine. Name Scalding Tarn? Okay. Draws Pearl. Excellent. Cast. Now we can swords the other thing. What's it? No, we're not attacking. Undo. That was dumb. Edward, stop wasting time. I guess I don't want them to draw another card, so let's just swords this now. Because I would also draw another card. Okay, so they're going to go in step again. Yep. And again, I want them to commit to another construct. They may not really have a choice, but I still want them to commit to that mana. Now, this is probably going to get Vexing Bauble, unfortunately. But at least Dress Down's gone. And then we can hopefully stock up our way out of it. Scalding Tarn is the draw. Brutal. Okay, yep, there's Vexing Bauble. So we're just going to stock up and hope to find mana and win the game before they can. Okay. Oh, we can have 6 here. Yep. Okay, so they actually have something. What is it? Oh, it's a One Ring. Okay. That's pretty good. Urza Saga Vexing Bauble is kind of insane. Like, we've had the Dress Down both times, and I don't feel like we're winning. All right, our turn. Tundra, okay. Stock up, please. We get a Soul Ring and a recall. Oh, we also get an Abrade. Let's just get the recall. We can't Abrade this turn anyways. Blue. Red. Oh, I'm dumb. Whatever. We had to discard anyways, but I would have discarded the Tarn. That was really stupid, Edward. All right, let's go. F6. We might be dead. I would imagine that we're not going to last very long with this. But we can stock up, have a mana left. If we find a Flame of Anor, we might get out of this. Might being the operative word. If we can just find a 4th Irelingus, we can beat down pretty hard. I assume a Glaring Fleshraker. Oh man, another Manifold Key. I was gonna say, I assume a Glaring Fleshraker is gonna be in our near future. Inventor's Fair. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that they're not playing Wastelands. Okay, that's a Tezzeret, which can hurt a lot. Oh, not untapping the One Ring. Interesting. Karn. That's probably enough. Begin sideboarding. Okay. So with Karn, I'd probably still want my island just in case. Portable Hole. We did. I still haven't. I guess Portable Hole hits Vexing Bauble. Our own Vexing Bauble, it does get better on the play. I don't know. We kind of need our forces in this matchup a lot, so I don't really want the Vexing Bauble, even though we're on the play. Like, if it's not in our opening hand, it's just not going to do much, and they don't need it to be in their opening. They don't need to have Moxen to do the thing. I do hope that they don't just go Saga Soul Ring for the third game in a row, though. I'm just going to resubmit, I think, and hope for the best. Let's hope for a broken hand. We have 7 minutes. We do need to play fast, but there we go. Okay, sure, keep. Cast. Split Thunder Trap Trainer, cast. This way we can PO the next turn, potentially. Okay, Force of Will is a great hit here. And then now I don't have to play the Mana Crypt. I would otherwise, because of Vexing Bauble. And if they play a Vexing Bauble, I'm going to force it anyways, because I want to PO and keep picking stuff up. Yeah, I did say what I said. That's kind of frustrating, but that's the world we live in. Now they get to play what they actually want to play. Okay, Manifold Key I don't care about right now. Oh, we're just going to F6. Okay, cool. Mana? 0 mana? Oh, wow. Right on time, per usual. All right, let's attack for 1. I don't think attacking is going to matter too much, but I'm still going to do it. I know our clock is not the greatest, but our opponent's definitely going to make us play it out if we start comboing, so every damage kind of matters. PO. Sapphire was great. Let's just play the Mana Crypt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're 1 mana short. Cast. Hopefully we find like a PO or something. Okay, Mindbreak Trap is fine, honestly. Here I'm just going to name the key. Has a lot of synergies. We don't have floating mana, so we can't buy the Lurrus. We need black mana for the Demonic Tutor, but if we find it, we're kind of off to the races. We will buy the Lurrus next turn at worst. This is, yeah, Mystic Forge is what I was going to say. I don't know why I was going to say mana. Okay, well, at least they can't untap the Forge. Hopefully it's a land on top. It's a card that they don't want to exile, so that's knowledge. Always yield. Tails. Okay, we failed. Please, white source or... Okay, that's a black source. That's perfect. Just going to say that. Black. Demonic Tutor. Colorless. Let's get a PO. PO. And this one can't be Mindbreak Trapped, which is nice. No, not stupid. Stop wasting time. There we go. All right, let's stock up first. This into Flame sounds fine. Any order. Here. Soul Ring. Time Walk. Sure. There we go. Okay, let's go to the next turn. Okay. Tails. Something. Fourth Aerlingus. That's a banger. Okay. Done. Play. Sure, we'll top it. Why not? Weird that it didn't do the other thing, but whatever. Let's attack. And we have force blue card and top. And we're drawing. So we have 2 force blue cards. All right. Good luck. It is a shame that this wasn't an untapped land to bring the 2 to turn off the Ancient Tomb. And their Vexing Bobble's already gone. Okay, another Ancient Tomb isn't going to help them. They have 3 spells in hand. I have 2 Force of Wills. Okay, now Ancient Tomb is gone. They cannot use it. They can play the cards up the top of their library, of course. Manifold Key is named. So they cannot untap. Sensei's Divining Top. Let's mental misstep that. All right, good game. Welcome to round 4. I will reveal Luris. Looks like we are on the draw. Okay. Let's keep. I don't know what our opponent's on. I don't think I've played against them yet. It looks like it's a blue deck, though, so Flusterstorm might be good. Basic Island, Mox, Ruby. Okay, is this going to be a Thunder Trap? No, it's a Time Walk. Okay. They did not reveal a Luris either, so it might be a Tinker deck, is what I'm going to assume. Ponder, okay. If it was Doomsday, they wouldn't be playing Ruby. Second Island. Tameo. Okay. I'm very tempted to Urza's Saga, but I'm not going to. I am going to play our own basic island. I'm going to play Mox. They've already played their Time Walk, so I think I just want a Thunder Trap because next turn I want to play Urza's Saga anyways. And in case this becomes a long game where I get worried about clock, I do need to make my decisions a little bit faster. Okay, so we can take a Force of Will if we want. I'm going to take the Mox Emerald, actually, and just cast it. Having Force of Will face up is not as good. And I'm just going to hope that we don't get vintaged. Our opponent has 2 islands and a Tameo in play. That tells me that they're probably a creature deck of some sort. So I'm just going to try to out-vintage our opponent, I assume's creature deck. Like, they don't have Luris Companion, so they probably have other creatures that are bigger, or just permanents that are bigger at minimum, because otherwise, obviously, you would just play Luris. Even if you're just casting it off this. Oh, this is probably the Is It Tempo deck. I did see this. There's a Magus. I'm glad we have the island. Okay. Now we can just fourth. Oh, wow. Okay. So Urza Saga doesn't get destroyed by Magus anymore, but I'm not willing to quote unquote test that at the moment. I think I just want to do this and punish them for doing the thing. Yes, X equals 2. And then I can time walk next turn with Fluster back up potentially. Now I only have to attack with 2 things here because I can block with the Thunder Trap. That is really funny that they turned on my 4th Aerolingus with their Magus. Alright, cool. Awesome. Our time walk is going to be pretty good. Yeah, okay, they did have the lightning bolt. That's fine. We have time walk. We're going to get it back. Yep. I could have only attacked with 1, but then they could block and not give me the thing. Interesting. So they have another lightning bolt, maybe? Let's... I guess we want to... Well, they have lightning bolt. I can't currently counter it. So actually, I think I do want to time walk now. But also, if they have lightning bolt... that's tough. Okay. If they have lightning bolt and a counter spell, but if they have their own Fluster... Alright, I'm doing it. Let's just time walk now. Okay, let's attack. Yep. If they don't do anything, I get to stock up before I go to my next turn, which that seems really good. I could also just buy Luris, but I can't play Luris anyways, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Flame of Anor, no thank you. Oh, shoot. I only have the 1 blue. Yeah, that's annoying. Yep, that's annoying. Buy the Luris. Go to my next turn. Mock Sapphire? Mock Sapphire? Dress down. That does let me play the Luris. I'll stock up. I would like to find a swords. If they have a force of will, I would imagine that they're going to force this. I would force this. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. Can't believe I'm going to lose because I can't get through a Tamiyo. That's kind of crazy. Yep. Yep. I assume they're going to plan on flipping the Tamiyo because then I can't attack through their Magus of the Moon. Yep, they are flipping their Tamiyo. Now, they need to flip it proactively. I guess they don't really need to, but they probably should, so they can uptick it. Yeah. Oh, no, they do need to, because then they don't get the minus. So, yeah. They do have to do it proactively. Vexing Bauble. Resolves. I could have, of course, flustered that, but I want to PO. I would like to find a Sapphire soon. Nope, not in the cards. Because their deck's not a traditional vintage deck, and by that I mean, like, I don't just lose the game immediately. Wait, did they? Oh, they picked it up with Tameo. Duh. Okay. All right, well, that's going to be kind of brutal getting the ponder. The argument to that, of course, is, I could be dead and not know it because of like the card advantage, so to speak. So I will concede relatively soon if things don't break my way, but it is getting worse and worse for me as the game progresses. Okay, they draw another card. Sapphire or Opal would be great. If they attack, Sapphire or Opal lets us get back the Snapcaster for the Time Walk to try to get back the Monarch. I do get to absorb this 1 damage, which is nice. Yep, I was gonna say that, or they can go for the Lightning Bolt, but and now that we're ahead on clock, actually, I should just use that to my advantage and just keep making them take actions, I guess, until I die. Block here. Continue to F6. Yep. If they ever draw 3 cards again in 1 turn, this does force you to flip for some reason, I believe. Unless they changed it. Yeah, this is a forced flip unlike a Johnny. Yep, no, they get to keep 1. Okay. So I could dress down. But I could also dress down end of turn to do stuff too. They have a Tameo up. Yeah, I believe they have a Tameo up. Let's try to 6-drop this. They have a hard cast force. They have a hard cast force. Pyroblast, sure. I will probably untap. Yeah, that's fine. I will probably untap the Mana Vault on my upkeep. I do apologize for the boring gameplay. But you know what? I'm learning. Hopefully you guys are learning. Yeah, that Magus of the Moon was definitely brutal. I definitely want all 4 of my swords in. Just the Tameo flipping too, and them having the lightning bolt and the Tameo block. Yep. That's gonna speed up the clock a lot. Another Magus, okay. Yep. Okay. They got back the Time Walk, makes sense. A Mox Sapphire or Opal is still a really good draw. Lightning Bolt on me, I assume. Yep. And a Brainstorm, cool. That will flip their Tameo. Okay. So maybe I don't do the Mana Vault now because they did 2-turn clock me. No. All right. Let's jet because we can. Dress down. I assume there's a force in my future. Yep. Oh, I could undo. Yep. The jet was for the Luris, I could have played the Luris and stayed alive potentially. Yeah. I didn't think about that one. Oh yeah, no, the time walk would have killed me anyway, so never mind. Because I block 1, gain 3, take 1, then I take 4, and then I die. Yeah. So I would have died either way, whether I played the Luris or not. All right. We are down a game. We want the Power Blasts. We want the Abrade. I kind of want the Soul Guide Lanterns. Don't need the Mind Breaks. We definitely want the Swords. I think the Portable Holes are also fine. We didn't see... I guess they don't... I guess because they play Maguses, they don't need Wastelands. I don't like the Sink into Stupor. I don't like... Well, I guess, okay, they could be bringing in Null Rods, actually, so that's something I need to keep in mind for. I don't care about Vexing Bauble at all. I don't really care about the Soul Guide Lantern either, because it's only really decent if they have, like, the Dread Hordes and Tamios going, and it's not like, without Luris, it's not recurring, and if I'm recurring with Luris, I'm probably winning. Sink into Stupor helps bounce a Null Rod, but we also have Flame of Anors for that. Not a huge fan of the Flusters in this. Mental Missteps seem really good. Probe seems fine at best. Because they have Null Rods, I could see Force Negation being good, but I'm actually going to cut it here because they're mostly a creature deck when they win. A creature / spell deck. And I have Portable Holes still. Definitely don't want to cut the island, not in a million years. I could cut, in anticipation for Null Rod, I could cut a Mox. But I don't really like that. I like being able to, like, increase my chances of, like, turn 1 PO or stock ups. I could trim a PO or stock up. I'm probably supposed to. I'm sure someone smarter than me / has been playing this deck religiously could confirm that for me or not. I'll try cutting a PO. I don't know if I'm supposed to be cutting a stock up first or a PO first, but it makes sense to me that the one that costs less mana. I know PO, if you're doing your thing, is free. Sometimes it generates you mana, but if I'm under lock pieces, yes, I'd like to play first. Yes, I'd like to reveal Luris. This hand is so unkeepable, it's not even funny. This hand is much better. Keep. I do need to play Scalding Tarn. Oh, shoot. No. Cancel. I need to mulligan first. That's actually kind of funny. I'm not... Yeah, I don't want to keep the 4th. I learned my lesson the last time. And I am just going to get basic Island and Merchant Scroll for recall. Yeah. I could see this coming back to bite me by not leaving up, like, Float White for Magus. But if they have a turn 1 Magus, it is what it is. Let's find the recall to help unmulligan. Even if they force it, it's still going to help unmulligan. Okay. Their turn. Let's see what they want to do with it. This being Mystical Archive is kind of annoying. Black Lotus, okay. Are they going to play a turn 1 Magus and make me feel very sad? Now, if they have a turn 1 Magus here, then if they have like Fluster or a Force backup, then it wouldn't have mattered if I left up their own recall. Okay, it wouldn't matter if I left up their own. Sorry, brain. Wouldn't matter if I left up Scalding Tarn for Tundra, because I would get Tundra, I would play Swords, they would Fluster and or Force somehow. I assume this is a Mega. No, it's a Dreadhorde. Okay. And then I would have a mountain in play and not an island. So I think I like this line, considering all that as well. Untap white? No. Well, they have to have a force. And I'd rather them pitch a card than have a Fluster, unfortunately. So let's just blue target us. It's very, very unfortunate that we did not draw a untapped blue. Why? Oh, I'm not hitting my icon. That's why. They have the mental misstep. Okay. Yep, and they're going to get to draw 3 more cards. Lotus. Yeah, we'll keep that to help not lose to a Magus of the Moon, because they are going to draw 3 more cards, unfortunately. It's also a red source. For Flame of Anor, if we can get an if we can get a wizard, but that's unlikely. Yep, Dreadhorde with the recall. Ryan Chimzar, if you're watching, I know you're happy. This is your kind of magic. Yep, can't do anything about that. We don't have our own mental misstep. This is a sweet deck for what it's worth. Very, very happy that decks like this can exist and do well. Now, I'm sure I might be piloting this deck wrong, so I don't know, but Is It Tempo being in Vintage and being viable is really cool. Time Walk, okay. They have to discard a card. Oh no. Probably a land. Yep, they discard a Misty. Now here comes a Magus, I would imagine. I guess maybe if they value the Ponder, but if they have the Magus, I assume they're going to play it. Like, why would you let me on tap with white? They know I'm... Well, I guess they don't know I'm Jeskai based on the first game, right? Because they just saw Underground Sea and not a Tundra or anything, I believe. Okay, they do value getting the extra draws off Ponder. That makes sense. Or if they have a Mox or could find a Mox, they could still Magus me this turn. I don't know if they play Mana Crypt or not. I haven't looked up the deck lists. Okay, that is a Mox. Yep, attack. Ponder, try to find some more permission. This is what this deck's designed to do. I missed this in Jeskai, like Mentor. That's the last time I played Dreadhorde Arcanist, was Jeskai Mentor with this. Doing all the same things. We only had 1 Ponder, but we used Preordains. Played that one at the land run too. That was a fun showing. Okay. Black Lotus. Let's see how they feel about Black Lotus. Okay, they feel fine about Black Lotus. Let's see how they feel about Swords on this. Pitch Force, okay. Mystical Tutor in their deck, interesting. All right, here I'm going to crack for blue, I think. I could, of course, Flame of Anor, but I do want to stock up. So let's do that for blue. Let's do this for green. Stock up. If this is a Fluster, that's really, really bad. but the Flame of Anor wouldn't have been cast either. I could see the argument of Flame of Anoring the Dreadhorde, but without more cantrips, it doesn't do a whole lot. Ooh, okay. So there's a Tundra and a Portable Hole. There's also a Saga, but if they have a Magus, Saga just does not do a whole lot. To be fair, the Tundra doesn't do a ton either, but it does cast... It does cast Luris and gets back Lotus eventually. Let's take Tundra Portable Hole. Let's just try to turn off this really annoying card advantage generator. This helps with PO as well. We can draw 2 off of it. And I didn't value the Flame of Anor too much there either, because if they Vegas us, we get our red. So we can cast this even though we sacked our Lotus, which is nice. No response. Now they could have a Braid. Actually, I guess a Braid's a reasonable card against us. Something I just realized that other people might have already shouted at me for is that Vexing Bauble actually is pretty decent against this deck in general because of the Dreadhorde Arcanists. So if we get to a game 3, I'll probably bring it back in. I don't think I knew about the Dreadhorde Arcanists when I chose not to fluster. Okay, they have Flame of Anor. At least they're not getting 2 modes. I don't want to F6. My opponent with all the... Oh, man, they have their own Saga. Nice. I am... Merchant Scroll. Okay. Yep. I am happy that I didn't take my own Urza Saga then. Because if they had Flame of Anor, they would have had double activation with this. So Saga wouldn't have done much. Flame of Anor. That's lovely. Yep, they target Mental Misstep because they have to. Of course, they cannot cast it. Yep. And if I'm them, I'm just sitting on the Flame. I could see aggressively hitting the Mox Emerald. Like, if I know that I don't have a Flusterstorm, but if I have a Flusterstorm here... Yeah, okay, well, I tried to pretend like I had one the whole time, and they played into it anyways. I guess if my last card's Flusterstorm, they're probably happy with that transaction. So now we can just F6 since we're not bluffing a Fluster anymore. Are they... I didn't pay attention to their mana. I don't think they floated for like Treasure Cruise, right? Okay, no, okay. Scalding Tarn. Bye, Luris. I don't think Luris is going to resolve, but there we are. I don't play Brainstorm, so I am just probably going to fetch end of turn for a Volcanic Island. Getting third... Oh, no, I guess... sorry, it would be... Well, I don't know. I guess I'm not fetching, actually. Never mind, I lied. Because I have Underground Sea in my deck now, and if I top deck Demonic Tutor, I'll be pretty upset. But I don't want to get Demonic Tutor or Underground Sea now because they haven't played a Magus still. Although now they might. Now that they have an Urza Saga on 2... Now if they have Magus in their hand, they're playing it. I don't see a world where they wouldn't, because the Urza Saga would just stay with the abilities that it has. Okay, I drew Underground Sea. Let's get this countered. Wow, it didn't? I am so confused. I guess they have Lightning Bolt. So they didn't need to counter it because they were just willing to let me like either have a portable hull or a Black Lotus or an Emerald. I probably want Emerald here. Just because it still lets me cast Flame of Anor. What is in their hand? Okay. Lightning Bolt effect. I guess I'm supposed to cast my own flame. Because if they either force it, I don't want them to draw 2 cards and have more options. So they either force it here or they fluster it. In which case they can't use the Saga. I'll just draw 2 cards. Cast. Okay, they did force. Good to know. Pitching another force. Yep, and now their clock is going to speed up tremendously. So it looks like this is a loss. Okay, their Black Lotus is already gone. This could be a Vexing Bauble. I mean, I'm pretty dead here. Like, even a PO is not great. But this is a situation where maybe this is why taking PO first is better, because people attack your rocks. Learning as we go. Okay, that's another Lightning Bolt, and that's a Null Rod, which doesn't matter a whole lot. What matters is this Lightning Bolt, because that puts us on 8, 9, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, okay. So we have 1 turn to draw out of this. We have a Demonic Tutor we can get for... Okay, that doesn't actually help us. As I said, Demonic Tutor for Urza Saga would have been great. But I guess let's go through the motions. Flusterstorm this. Put me out of my misery. Yep. Good games. See you next round. Welcome to the 5th and final round of this league. I would like to reveal lures. We are on the draw. I will keep this. This seems functioning. Mana Crypt, okay. Uh-oh. Don't have a Force of Will hand, so... Yep, and I was just about to say Lodestone Golem would absolutely obliterate me. Luckily, we can go Island. Okay, that's fine. We can go Island Soul Ring still through the Lodestone. Fetch. Island. Soul Ring. Wish I had other Moxen, but I don't. I mean, I guess the Chalice of the Void, never mind. I lied. Either way, we can Thunder Trap Trainer now. And then we can maybe Flame of Anor, destroy Chalice, 5 damage to Lodestone Golem. Would be nice. If our opponent's taking time to Sensei's Divining Top here, that kind of makes me happy. But I would like to get the Flame of Anor mana pretty soon. Or you know what I mean. I can Flame of Anor next turn, but that's not going to do much for me anyway, so I might as well Thundertrap Trainer and be able to double spell it, Mystic Forge. Can't Force of Will that. Yep, and they replay the top. Lovely. Take 5. Okay. Demonic Tutor. I can cast Demonic Tutor, but it's not gonna get me much. Like I could get this for Underground Sea, tap out of all but my island, get Force of Will, but that doesn't seem great. So let's just Thunder Trap Trainer for our 3 mana. If they can't destroy it, then we get Flame of Anor, Abrade like both sides, which is great. No response. Ancestral Recall or Force? I guess force, because we have land to pay. Yeah, we'll take the force. See if they lose another flip. Eventually. So next turn we have Flame of Anor, probably offensively. I don't see the need to hit the Chalice unless we hit Moxen. Because I would like to hit the Lodestone and then hit the Mystic Forge. Would be ideal in my book. I hope that they don't have Wasteland. Uh-oh, what's this? This is scary. The One Ring. Okay, that is scary enough to force. They have a Wasteland, they have a Wasteland. It is what it is. And I guess having the land drop is preferred to having second stock up. All right, what is this? A Grim Monolith. Okay, we accept that. They have 4 mana again. Captain. Okay. Untapping, that's scary. Is this another One Ring? Mana Vault. Could still be another One Ring. They haven't searched yet either. Could be a massive Stone Coil Serpent, a Scrawling Crawler. Okay, finally a regular art Scrawling Crawler. Yep. To 6. Do they have another artifact and get to just immediately start pumping? Because that would get the Lodestone out of Flame of Anor damage range, which would be very upsetting for me. And they have 3 cards in hand. I can only imagine that they're artifacts. Oh, they have the Mystic Forge. Duh. Yeah, they can just do this twice, actually. Well, maybe I 5 damage there and destroy the Lodestone Golem. Yep. Emerald's going to get countered. Manifold Key. Opponent is popping off, as they say. Sensei's top, okay. They're just going to make that as big as possible, I suppose. Trinosphere. Okay, that part didn't matter as much. They didn't... I'm confused. Okay, yeah, we'll take 5. Okay, I am very confused. Did they not use their Tezzeret, or did they Tezzeret minus till I get Soul Ring or something? Did I miss that? I'm not going to spend more time reading the thing because I need to play and win this game, hopefully, but... Okay, so stock up. I can't stock up and Flame of Anor. I think I'm supposed to just play this tapped and say go. Because even if so since I'm not drawing any cards, like playing it out now doesn't make a lot of sense and they can time vault me. I'm not likely to win this game anyways, but if they for some reason do because I can block with this I can block the Lodestone Golem to try to stay alive. But I feel like doing it sorcery speed just for them to like time vault me would be kind of annoying. Another land is always nice. Okay, so now I have to do it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, we'll just... Yeah, that was really bad. That was so bad. I was just saying we have to do this now, and I clicked through to let that phase out. So that's on me. That's me for being bad and dumb. And when I draw my next card, I will. Oh nope, I'm just dead. Cool. Yep. I mean, I would. So I would have died. No, I guess I wouldn't. Yes, I would have died anyways then, so it didn't actually matter. Because I would have hit the Trinisphere and not this, and then they would have attacked. Uh, yeah, everything else. Yeah, so it did not matter. So that makes me feel better, but it doesn't mean that what I did wasn't a mistake and I shouldn't learn from it. So, all right, we want consign, we want mind break traps, we want swords and portable holes and a braid. And I mean, they seem to be more aggro shops than flesh raker shops, but it's hard to tell sometimes. I'm not going to bring in the pithing needle. I'm going to take out the soul guide lantern. Uh, Honestly, they have so many ones. I'm just going to take out the bauble. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm going to do that. Take out the fluster, take out... I guess we did see the tops. Maybe they are flesh raker with lodestone. We didn't see wastelands either. Maybe we don't want the portable holes. I do need to map out this deck sideboard eventually, but I keep changing it because I keep wanting to experiment with new cards. So bear with me as I relearn this format. I do like mental misstep in this matchup. I could apply the same logic before of the paradoxical outcome, but I don't think they'll null rod because if they are the Sensei's top version, which they are playing tops, I guess I can cut a stock up this time because I'm not afraid of null rods like I was last time, so maybe that's a thing. Would you like to play first? Yes. Would you like to win the game instantly with a broken hand? Also, yes. I wouldn't call this hand broken, but it's not bad either. Let's keep. We get some saga action going, which is nice. We still have mental misstep for either a bauble if we care or top key, etc. Even a soul ring. I would probably mental misstep a soul ring on the first turn. Okay, they mulligan to 5. That makes me feel a lot better about keeping this hand as well. Okay. On a mull to 5, I am definitely just going to mental misstep a soul ring effect. Mana Vault, etc. See if they lead on Workshop or not. I would like to draw Mox so I can Thunder Trap Trainer as well. I'm not... Okay, they did lead on Workshop. They play Grim Monolith, that's fine. Lodestone Golem? Oh, Cruel Captain. Sure. I will probably mental misstep what they... Oh, they're untapping. Okay, is this a Lodestone Golem? Because we can beat a Lodestone Golem. Glaring Flesh Raker. That's fine. They have a top? Because I'll counter that. They do not. Okay, well, unfortunately here, I don't think I'm going to make constructs. I'd rather just abrade their thing. They're on a mole, so I think I'm supposed to just abrade. So playing the saga here kind of punished us, I guess, but if I'm going to do this, I don't want them to, get more value out of this than they already have. So let's crack this, get Volk. Cast 3 damage here. Red. And if they do minus with the Tez, we have mental misstep for the top, but I didn't want them to trigger and get more mana, and then hit it. So that just seems bad. So I'm just gonna do it sorcery speed, like I said. Now, of course, we can float mana. We don't have to make a construct and get Black Lotus and do some cool stuff, maybe. Let's see what they do. They have 3 cards in hand. I could also get Sapphire, I suppose. But so while our opponent's thinking, so we can float. Okay, they do minus. We can float. That's 3. Get Black Lotus. Play Black Lotus. Play Black Luris. Play Black Lotus. That's 4, 5 mana still. We can, I guess, Thunder Trap Trainer at that point. Try to hit a Mox or fast mana. And PO from there. Manifold Key. Okay. Manifold Key, I will mental misstep. Okay. Another Grim Monolith. Ancient Tomb, last card in hand. Okay. Yeah, I think I like... let's hope we just draw a fast mana here. Okay, we drew Dress down. Okay, I definitely want to just float then. Let's get Black Lotus. Mana Vault. Okay, I didn't consider Mana Vault. So Mana Vault lets us... we could still Thunder Trap Trainer. Find something PO for 3. Maybe we were supposed to Mana Vault then instead. Let's get Mana Vault here. Let's try that line. Hopefully I didn't just mess this up for us. But, okay, so let's Thunder Trap Trainer. I guess let's fetch. Excuse me. I'm going to fetch for a Tundra. Because I don't want to... I want to reduce the amount of times I can draw lands. I guess undo. I guess I'm supposed to use Volk first. I don't actually know, and I don't want to waste more time. Let's hit a fast mana, please. We hit Black Lotus anyways. That's kind of gross. Cast. Blue, colorless, colorless. PO. This might be enough to get our opponent to scoop if they don't have Mindbreak Trap. Okay, it looks like they don't. So is there a world where I buy Luris, play Luris, replay, and then... okay, yes, I think there is. White. Colorless. Replay. Blue. Cast with Offspring. With a blue floating. That's a PO, but we can't do anything with it currently. But, I mean, it's going to probably win us the game next turn. And that's a Demonic Tutor. Or a Probe. I'll take the Demonic Tutor. Because we have Force of Will to continue. Okay. Let's end our turn. They can play an artifact and search up another artifact. We need to be careful of that. I do like our position here. Okay, our opponent apparently also likes our position here. So they are the Fleshraker version. So that does make me really like Pithing Needles. But they have, like, outside of naming tops, like I know I did Manifold Key before. But outside of naming tops, they have so many things. Like they have the One Ring, they have Tezzeret, they have Manifold Key, Time Vault, Urza's Saga. So actually, I think upon further reflection, I don't like Pithing Needle against them just because there's so many things to name. Maybe I just keep this as is. I could see cutting a dress down for a stock up and just hope that they don't Urza Saga us. But if they Urza Saga, I feel like we're winning like Urza Saga battles. Like most of the time. Like they have to have lock pieces and Urza Saga. Okay, I've talked myself into replaying or re-getting in this stock up. Again, I admit I could be completely wrong. Luris. Yep, this is not a keepable hand. This is a keepable hand. Why? Oh yeah, I have to put one back. I was like, why am I on the play? Not that I was going to complain. Excuse me. Yeah, so here's my logic. I could see Time Walk, but I don't think I want to do Time Walk. If I can't consign their first play, like, I don't know if I want, like, I'm going to put back the consign. I think because we're on the draw, consign's going to lose a lot of its power, and I want to be able to do broken stuff, so I'm probably not going to hold up consign again. So therefore, I should just mill it and hope that they can't lock piece me out. Okay. This looks like a quote-unquote they can't lock piece me out. Okay. I probably, okay, I was going to say, I will probably time walk if I can hit a land or a mox, and I did, so cast. Let's time walk now, and then I'll play Lotus. They want to mind break trap the Lotus. It's not the end of the world. Okay, they don't. Let's go to my turn. Okay, oh, a PO. Yeah. So I could buy the Luris. I could Thundertrap Trainer Offspring. I could buy the Luris, replay, stock up. I think I like that. I also think I like getting red mana here. I could get white, of course. I guess I should get white. I'm gonna get white. Something else too to consider is I could stock up, and if I hit like double Moxen, I can PO for 3. This is only my first spell. Black Lotus would be my second. And then if they want to Mind Break Trap the stock up, then cool. Opponent thinking, AFK, or making a sandwich, which I guess falls under AFK. Okay, let's replay this Lotus. And I am going to stock up here. Like, if they have a Mind Break Trap, cool, good for them. I would like to find a Force of Will plus something off this. A Force of Negation kind of counts. And then there is a Swords, but I think with the Force of Negation, I want the Mana Vaults so I can go off with the PO. So let's take those two. Any order. And let's pass. I do get the Black Lotus back, potentially, as well. Okay, Trinisphere hits the... Okay. Yep. Trinisphere doesn't seem that great in this spot. Okay, there's a Ruby, I think, off the top. Yeah, because he still have 4 cards. Vexing Bauble. I do have to force this, unfortunately. Just because I want to be able to, like, at minimum, like, getting back the Lotus would be nice, but we don't have much else. Yep, they can combo us now. If they find top, we're dead. If they don't find top, I like our chances. Because we're POing for 4. That's 2 mana. Scrawling Crawler. Okay, that's not the greatest. Because we're going to lose life. But that's better than dead. Okay, Talon Gates doesn't do much. We'll just get back the Luris on my turn, I believe. That's how that works. Okay, 2 mana again. Oh, Cruel Captain, they had it. Okay, yeah, that's infinite tops. Wait, they get Mana Vault? They had infinite tops. Are they just trolling me? Do they have the top naturally? I mean, this is why we don't concede. Is this wondering now? Oh, Karn. Okay, maybe they were playing around a mental misstep. But I already started F6ing. And of course we have a force now. That is kind of brutal. I know we can't do anything with it, but I'm still going to cast the Black Lotus. Yep. Unfortunately, I think this game is lost. Our opponent had a really sweet follow-up. I mean, the Mystic Forge did so much work there. And that's a shame. Okay. All right. Hopefully they just... Well, I guess I have a force now, but... Let's see if they go get the top. Or a monolith, okay. I can't do much against the Karn. The Karn is pretty savage. Another key. Alright, they're going to get the top now. Since it's divining top, okay. Oh, no. Undo. Well, now they know I have a top, or a force, but whatever. They tricked me. Good job. Yep. Okay. Yeah, they're just trying to slow burn me out. When I draw my card, I'm at -1, whatever my actual life total is, because the crawling scroller. It is kind of cool that with Sink into Stupor in your deck, Merchant Scroll can tutor for a land. I think just on that merit, I like having Sink into Stupor in the main regardless. Okay, and they have it. Good games. Well, we had a pretty good outing. Starting off 3-0 felt really nice. Obviously, bottoming the last couple of matches was not the greatest in the world, but the Izzet deck, I don't think there was a whole lot we could have done against. And then that last game against Fleshraker Shops, they just had really good draws. So not much we can do about that. I do need to... One of the cons to, like, you know, switching up decks, which is why I don't normally like to do it so much, or switching up the cards within the deck, I should say, is your sideboard just not mapped out. So not being able to effectively sideboard can't not only can, but does make you lose percentage points in matchups, even if you're favored. With that said, I do like our sideboard. I just really need to start fine tuning it. I wasn't sure if I'd like this Demonic Tutor or not, but I do think I like it. I do think it warrants playing the Underground Sea for sure. Obviously we haven't played against like an Esper Luris or a Demir Luris in quite a while now, actually. And I assume that that's where splashing the black for this Demonic Tutor is really going to matter. But if you hold up, if you're able to draw your fetches and you hold up, hold them up for when you need to, then maybe it's fine. And then just Demonic Tutoring for the best card in your deck in the situation might still be worth it. I don't know. But against the matchups we did play, I did like the Demonic Tutor a lot for what it's worth. I still like playing the couple main deck swords. I know some lists I've seen like either go down to 1 or play all 4 on the side, but there's just almost every deck has creatures in it, so I don't think it's a bad thing to have a couple copies of this. Fourth Year Lingus was sweet. I really like this card. I don't know if it's ever correct to board it out. I did it, I think, once this draft. The Tabernacle I could see being a different card, but I just personally really like this card as well. I don't think there's really much else for me to do with this deck. I do plan on playing this in the next TVL. Some version of this shell. I don't think it's going to be this exact 75, but it probably will play the Demonic Tutor version with the Underground Sea, I would imagine. My next couple of videos will probably continue to be Paradoxical Outcome just to help prepare for that tournament. but I will try to throw in some other decks just for people that don't want to see me just play Paradoxical Outcome nonstop. Can get some enjoyment as well. But I do appreciate you guys, and I will catch you next time. Welcome back to another episode of What's on Edward's Wall. Today I have Dragon Rage Channeler. No, this is not Ryan. This is my friend Arthur Zhang, also known as Bo. They wrote to Eddie, "My face when I lose to you in Vintage," and from Bo, Arthur in parentheses. He signed it, and yeah. They signed this for me at the Hunter Burton Memorial event. I remember that pretty distinctly. And so Bo I met during Norman's Wizards Asylum, specifically in Norman. They hosted Legacy, like 16-ish player Legacy pre 2020, and it was a lot of fun. I guess Bo had recently moved there, if memory serves correct. But I remember I got paired against them, and they were a new face, so I always try to, introduce myself and, be nice, inviting, etc. We want people coming back, especially for Eternal formats. So I always try to make people feel, super welcome. And I remember Bo fetched out he fetched out a land, and it was a beta. And of course we allowed proxies, but I dabble in a lot of Magic cards, and I could tell that they weren't proxies. And it was just like so blown away that, just random person I didn't know in quote unquote my neck of the woods was just rocking beta duels in the Legacy tournament. So obviously we talked about it, and Bo told me that they were, getting power or finishing their power, or maybe it was just that they were baiting out their power. I forget the exact story, but they told me that they had it. So I was like, oh, so do you play Vintage? Because we should play more Vintage. One thing led to another. Bo and I became very, very great friends. So I absolutely love that. What's funny though, so Bo I invited to the TVL, the charity event that I mentioned in this video, and I thought it was really funny that one time they brought proxy power. It's proxy friendly. You can 100% proxy if you want, and they didn't bring their power, which is cool, whatever, but they brought their duels. And I asked Bo, I was like, why did you, like, where's your power? And they're like, oh, I didn't want to bring them just in case. And I was like, but you brought your beta Volks and Underground Seas. And I don't know immediately, because I haven't looked at prices for about 2 years or so now, being out of it. But at the time, Volks and beta Underground Seas were more than Moxen, by a significant amount. And I was just like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, Bo. And after realization, they were like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Or it doesn't make sense. And then they started proxying those two when available. So I just thought that was really funny, and one of those hee moments with Bo. But Bo signed this Dragon Rage Channeler because they really like Dragon Rage Channeler. They were playing a lot of Grixis with this back in the day. I remember being somewhat sad because this was my first duplicate that I had on the wall. And I'm sorry about the glare, but this was my first duplicate, as I've already talked about Ryan's card. And I remember wanting them to sign a Luris for me, but that's just, me being selfish and greedy and, whatever. If you could even say that that's greedy. Obviously I'm not disappointed whatsoever, but it was a like, oh, I already have one of these, because at the time I was trying to like have everything different so that everyone stood out, but it's totally fine. I have a couple duplicates now. You can see the Deathrite Shamans, if I can point correctly right here. There we go. The camera's backwards, but and I think there's another one, but I digress. Doesn't matter. One of my more favorite stories with Bo is that, so they were playing Elves, I believe, at the Hunter Burton, which is a suicide prevention memorial tournament in Dallas or Fort Worth. And so he was on Elves, I was on Death and Taxes, and we paired into each other going into the second to last round, both live for top 8. For multiple reasons, and Bo is fully aware of this. I asked Bo if he would consider drawing or intentionally IDing so that we could both play for a win and in. Now, the winner of our match, there's two ways. So the winner of us, assuming that we don't naturally draw, gets to draw into top 8 the next round, because that's just how it works. But my matchup, Death and Taxes versus Elves at the time, was horrendous. And as much as I would have encouraged the idea, even from the other side, and I know Bo and other people that know me knows that, just because it's just like the bro cool thing to do. Like, it's a massive hundreds of players tournament, and getting able to potentially draw your buddy into top 8 is just a really cool thing to do. And the way you could also look at it while I'm on this subject is we're already playing for like a win and in, essentially, to draw in, right? So like, would you rather play your buddy for the win and in, or would you rather hopefully, you know, play a random that you don't know, and then therefore you and your buddy could get in? Well, luckily Bo agreed with me, and Bo accepted the draw, so we ID'd. And unlike my usual luck, we both actually won the final round after IDing. However, if it was 8 rounds, 9 rounds, I don't remember. I'm sorry, but we both won our final round, and we both made top 8, and that was excellent. That was so awesome. We did end up, we didn't play each other in top 8. Unfortunately, Bo lost to Reanimator, I believe, and then I beat Burn with Death and Taxes because Batterskull go Burr. Unfortunately for the Burn player, they just weren't fast enough before I could enable a Stoneforge Mystic line, which was probably protected by a Mother of Runes, I would only imagine. But either way, I did end up getting taken down by that same Reanimator player in game 4, or sorry, in top 4 in game 3. Long story short, they had an Archon, and I had to discard a card. I chose to discard the wrong card. I chose to discard Council's Judgment. Or no. I chose to discard basic land over Thalia. I had 2 lands in play, and I drew Council's Judgment, which would have gotten me out of the Archon lock to try to win the game. But I digress. It was still cool. We got the top 8. We both top 8'd, and I'm glad that our intentional draw not in the last round of the tournament paid off for both of us. So that was really cool. But either way, Bo, I hope to see you soon. I know you've been to a couple TVLs since. They're down in Houston now, if I didn't already say that. And now that I'm up in Indy, we are just never going to see each other in person outside of maybe the TVL, maybe the New York Stacks Exchange event if we're both going. I don't know if that's happening or not. And maybe Eternal Weekend, which I still don't know if I'm going to or not, but I'm gonna attempt it. So we'll see how things break. And yeah, Bo, I love you, buddy. I really appreciate this card on the wall. I'm glad that even though we live so far apart, I get reminded every time I come into my office and see this card, and I get to think about you, buddy. So you have a good one, and everyone else, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of these others you might also enjoy. I alternate between playing Vintage and Powered Cubes both on MTGO and MTG Arena. If you like cubing on Arena, but it's too expensive to play as often as you'd like, check out some of my personal MTG Arena Cube videos on this channel. If you like it, join us sometime for a draft. We'd love to have you. If I don't see you in Discord first, I'll catch you in my next video.